Census Tube News. Recently, the Starlink systems that the Russian military was using have all become unusable. Because of this, communication between Russian military units is currently not smooth. Ukrainian counterattacks are becoming more effective. With Russian military communications nearly paralyzed, Ukraine has launched a large-scale counteroffensive since February 11th. As a result, they have succeeded in recapturing 201 square kilometers of territory. 201 square kilometers is just a bit less than twice the area of Suwon. 201 square kilometers is also almost the same amount of territory that Russia captured during the month of December. So, after suffering numerous casualties over the course of a month, did they end up losing the territory they barely managed to seize to the Ukrainian forces? According to the United States Institute for the Study of War, this scale of success is the greatest achievement the Ukrainian forces have made since the major counteroffensive in June 2023. Most of the regained territory was in Zaporizhzhia, where Russian forces had advanced in summer 2025. Now, a single communication appears to be shifting the battlefield in favor of the Ukrainians. The Russian forces are making every effort to restore communications, but it is expected that there will be considerable damage until communications are fully restored. Losing communications isn't just about losing contact. In war, they're the eyes, ears, and nervous system. Russian forces using satellite communications like Starlink shows their own military communication systems were too unstable for the battlefield. But if that gets shut down in an instant, the front line immediately falls into the fog of war. Even when a drone detects an enemy, the footage isn't sent to higher command, making it harder to track enemy locations or movements. In war, even brief delays can cause heavy losses. Artillery is even more vital. Modern warfare relies on quick, precise coordinates. The drone identifies the target, sends the coordinates to the artillery unit fires, and then the drone checks the impact and makes adjustments. All of this relies on communication. If communication is cut off, the delivery of coordinates is delayed, adjustments can't be made, and the shells end up landing in the wrong place. In that case, the artillery exists, but it's like they're firing blind. Ukrainian forces coordinate drones and artillery to strike Russian positions and supply routes faster and more accurately, causing the command structure to collapse. Orders aren't delivered promptly at the front, so some units hold their positions, others retreat, and some advance without knowing the situation. When this happens, the defensive line is full of holes, allowing Ukrainian forces to break through the flanks. If you can't retreat when you need to, you get surrounded, and from the moment you're surrounded, troop losses increase explosively. Ukrainian forces continue suffering heavy losses, while Russia launches airstrikes on major cities like Kyiv. This is being recorded as a case that clearly shows how important communication is. That's the end of the news.